What's up guys, Kawasaki here. Today I'm going to be doing kind of my first impressions, some thoughts, and my predictions on Stardom World Climax. I will be covering both nights, hopefully. And without further ado, I'm going to start with Night 1. So the matches are Hanan versus Rina for the Future Stardom Championship. Then next we have Saya Iida, which she will be making her return at New Blood on the 11th, taking on Mirai. Then the next match we will have a trio gauntlet match between Donna Demando, Oerotai, Queen's Quest, and Stars featuring Momo, where we have Lady C, Azumi, and a mystery partner, which get into that one in a bit. Then we have my Sakurai Himeka Natsupoi. I wish it was my Himepoi, but I guess we have to deal with Mai. We have Saki Kashima, Fukigen Death, and Ruaka representing Oerotai. And lastly, we have Mina Shirakawa, Momo Kogo, and Waka Tsukiyama. Next match, we have DDM taking on Prominence, where we have Tekla and Maika versus Risa Sera and Suzu Suzuki. Then the Goddess of Stardom championships will be on the line as Hazuki and Kogmo take on Starlight Kid Momo Watanabe. Now this is where it gets kind of crazy, where we have a tag team match between Sayaka Unagi and Tam Nakano taking on Mayu Iwatani and the returning Kairi. This will be her first match post WWE, and she hasn't been in a Stardom ring in over, I believe, 5 years. Then we have the Wonder of Stardom match with Sayaka Mitani taking on Utami Hayashishida, and the World of Stardom Championship match will be Siri taking on Julia. Okay, pulling up some notes right here. So for night 1, the Hanan Rina match will be a great opener. Two sisters just going at it. I'll do predictions in a bit, but I think it's going to be a great opener and then Saya and Mirai. And this match, as someone pointed it out on, I think, Twitter, this match is essentially two meaty women beating meat. Because they're the powerhouse style. Get it? Yeah. Now, in the tag gauntlet match, I have no idea who's starting, but at least from what I've seen on my Twitter feed, there's a lot of hate on my Sakurai. I think it's because she just ditched Cosmic Angels for Donna Del Mondo. But adding Momo is interesting because, one, she is not a part of Cosmic Angels. They had to borrow her from Stars. And two, I honestly felt this should have been a Artist of Stardom championship gauntlet match. Like, that would have spiced things up. But, I mean, we'll have Micah in the next match. But with Queen's Quest, there will be a new member or mystery partner. Don't know who it is. My assumption is going to be the new signee. I believe her name is Miyu. I don't know, that's just my guess. Donna Demando Prominence. This match could potentially go off. Like, I just think it could go off, but they didn't really promote the crossover all that great. They did it maybe like twice or 3 times. They did introduction, 1 or 2 invades, 1 match, which ended in a time limit draw, and then just the press conference, and like that was about it. A little underwhelming, but what could I say? And the Goddess match, that one I feel like is gonna go crazy because we have Koguma, Starlight Kid. Pretty much they've always duked it out, and Hazuki and Momo, they've both been around for quite a while. Former members of Queen's Quest. That was when Io was a part of Stardom, and that's when she ran it. So I feel the chemistry is gonna be really great that match. It's just gonna go crazy. Now, this one. It's so crazy to think Kairi wanted to face Tom, and I guess Unagi is the gatekeeper of Stardom apparently because she always want to be fighting people. But I think this may be match of the night. For one, Kairi's back in Stardom, so she's not as watered down as she was in WWE. Two, it's her first match back, so in a sense, this is a way to see what she's capable of after stepping away from the ring for, it feels like almost 2 years now. It's actually almost 2 years. And three, Mayu Kairi, that's like I mean, nowadays it's a dream team, but back then it's happened. But I don't know where Kairi's gonna end up faction-wise. I feel like she's gonna be Stars. She stated if she loses, she'll consider joining Cosmic Angels. And that's from Tom Nakano, not Unagi. And with the Wonder Belt, honestly, this could go either way. Saya wants to redeem herself, but Utami has always beaten Saya. And the winner of this match gets to face Tom the next night, which I'll be getting into shortly. So I feel it could go 50-50. And with the World of Stardom belt, the winner of this match will be facing Mayu the next night. And they've teased a potential split with Donna Del Mondo. If that actually happened, my guess would be Siri would take Mahima Poi, and Julia would be taking Tekla, Mirai, and Mai Sakurai. And then Siri either make a new faction or Julia make a new faction, but I feel Siri would make a new faction. Now, predictions. I could see Rina go over, but Hanan will probably retain. Saya Mirai. I'd either go Saya or Time Limit Draw. Gotta bring that one in there. Then the Gauntlet. It could potentially be Himeka Natsupoi taking on Oedo Tai. Oedo Tai could go over because they're like the only like group out of the bunch that actually seem to get their shit together. Then for the next match, Don Demon vs. Prominence, it would either be Time Limit Draw again, or it would be Donald Armando picking up the win. I'll get into night 2 in a second, but it's gonna play a factor. Or actually no, it'd either be Prominence or Time Limit Draw. Prominence be doing some fuck shit, as I would say. And for the Goddess, I feel like it's too soon for Koguma Hasuke to drop the belts. But Starlight Kid Momo is a pretty great tag team. Honestly, fuck, this is tough. As much as I want Starlight Kid and Momo to win, I have a gut feeling that they're gonna retain Hasuke Koguma. Then for the Kairi Mayu tag match, Kairi Mayu I feel is gonna go over because that's too much star power on one team. Unagi's taking the pin. Next, the Wonder Belt. I think Saya will retain. She's been doing pretty alright as a belt holder, but I kind of don't want to see a rematch between Tom and Saya. I feel Saya's gonna retain, but like really like that 2%. The 2% in me wants Utami to win, so we can get Utami and Tom. And final match of night 1, I feel like Sherry's gonna go over. Now, with that, we will transition to night 2. Okay, night 2. So the first match will be the winner of the Future Stardom Championship match from night 1, taking on Mai Sakurai. Night 2 will be the Cinderella Battle Royal, which I will pull up the participants right... Give me a second. Right here. So, Cinderella Rumble. We have Lady C, Saya Iida, Momokogo, Saki Kashima, Bruwaka, Sayaka Unagi, Mina Shirakawa, Waka Tsukiyama, Miyu Amasaki. That's from the Stardom side. Then we have Haruka Umasaki and Nanami from Pro Wrestling Diana. Then we have Aoi and Tamoka Inaba from Just Tap Out, Yuna Mizumori and Mei Suruga from Gato Move / Choco Pro, and Ai Hozan and Maria from Marvelous. I'm gonna be real, I don't really follow Diana or Just Tap Out. I know a little bit of Choco Pro, and I don't follow Marvelous. I like the only ones I know from here is like Mizumori and Mei, and a little bit of Ai Hozan and Maria from when they did their matches over in Stardom. But that one's gonna be an interesting one. I wonder how that's gonna turn out. And now, next match is the loser of the Wonder Stardom match from night 1. So Utami or Saya takes on Mirai. Then we have Momo Watanabe take on Hazuki. That one looks like that's gonna be a great match. Like, Hazuki Momo, they've pretty much like, they were in Stardom around the same time. Obviously Hazuki retired and Momo kind of kept going, but like skill wise they're around the same. This one's that one's gonna be an unpredictable one. Next up, we have the high-speed title match between Azumi, Natsupoi, and Koguma. This will be the first defense of Azumi, with her being high-speed champion. I honestly just want Koguma to take the fucking pin. Like, I swear to God, I don't know. Why does she keep going for the high-speed belt? Like, I get she's like the high-speed genius and all, but the past few defenses or past few times she's tried for the high-speed belt, she's lost. She lost to Starlight Kid 3 times. Like, there's a time and a moment where you just need to say, I need to stop. Speaking about Starlight Kid, next match, we have Kairi taking on Starlight Kid, and that match is gonna go crazy. That might be a potential match of the night for me, in my opinion. Then the next match, we will have Himeka, Maika, Tekla, and Siri or Julia, the loser of the World to Stardom match from night 1, take on Prominence, Suzu Suzuki, Akane Fujita, Risa Sera, and Mochi Miyagi. I already had my thoughts on the whole Prominence feud angle, and this is where I think if Julia is a part of this, then they're gonna beat Prominence. So I said night 1 Prominence is gonna go over, and the second and night 2 Donna Demano is gonna go over. It's probably gonna be between Suzu and Julia, because they've had a feud going on ever since Julia pretty much ditched Ice Ribbon. And again, like, back to Prominence, Tekla stated in the press conference that she almost went to Prominence, but she's in Stardom. She wanted to be with her friends over in Prominence, Suzu, Akane, Risa, and Mochi, but she went to Stardom and join Julia. Then the winner of the Wonder Stardom champion will take on Tom Nakano for the belt night 2, and then Mai Iwatani will take on the winner of the World of Stardom belt match from night 1. So if my prediction goes, it'll be Hanan taking on Mai, and if they push Mai this quick, I mean, it'll be good. It'll be a good change of pace, but I could still see Hanan go over. Or if miracles were to happen and Rina picks up the win, I kind of want Rina to hold the belt for quite a bit. But again, it'll be champion retaining. And for the gauntlet, anything can happen. I'm gonna just be real with that. I know like a tiny bit of the roster, but if I had to pick one, I could see either Mina, Unagi, Momo, Saki. The tiny bit in me wants Waka to pick up the win. It's just like 1%. Waka wins this, I will flip my fucking lid. Then the loser of the Wonder Stardom Championship taking on Mirai. It'll be a contrast. If Utami somehow loses, this is gonna be a great match between Utami and Mirai. But if Saya loses the belt, it'll be quite a contrast of styles. Saya being high flying, Mirai being more of the powerhouse. And then, I want to know who would win that one. Cause Rossi is dubbing like, I think I'm trying to remember. I think it was like Mirai, Saya, and like a few others, like the quote unquote golden generation. So Mirai has quite a bit to live up to. If it was Saya, I would have Saya go over. If it was Utami go over. Sorry, Mirai, but it is what it is. Now with the Momo and Hazuki match. Originally, I wanted Hazuki to join Oedo Tai, because that was pretty much where she kind of left off. And I'm still confused on why Hazuki joined Stars. She joined Stars before Queen's Quest. Like, that's crazy. This would either go to time limit draw, or I want Momo to win. To come to think of it, this is built up since the Queendom show, where Hazuki and Momo tagged, and it was Mayu versus Takumi, and Momo just left her in the dust. I think I would kind of want Momo to go over on this one. But yeah, if I had to pick and there was no time limit draw, I would have to go Momo on that one. High speed. I want Azumi to hold the belt for a while. She's a great high speed champion. Like her match against Starlight Kid, chef's kiss, all timer. So I want Azumi to go over. Kairi Starlight Kid, possibly match of the night, but Kairi gonna be tough. I'd want Kairi to go over. I'm sorry. It hurts. I'm a big Starlight Kid fan, so it hurts me on the inside. Then Promise Domino Demando kind of explained it. Domino Demando goes over. It'd be between Julia and Suzu in the very end. And for the Wonder Belt, if Saya wins, I want Tom to go over. But if actually, wait. God, Colin's really gonna hate me for saying this, actually. Nah, if Saya wins, I want Saya to retain. Like, I would want Saya to hold the belt for a while. But if Tommy wins it, actually, this is kind of scuffed. I would not want Utami to hold the white belt for a night. But I do want Tom as champion. Fuck. Time limit draw. And then Siri Mayu. Ooh. Siri has been pretty impressive as red belt champion. But if I want to look at it later on down like throughout the year, I mean, if Mayu miraculously picks up the red belt, I want them to build up Kairi Mayu for the end of the year at like the final show of 2022, and then Kairi goes over as red belt champion, or to win the red belt. Like, that shit would be crazy. I mean, that's just me. Like, you could run Siri Utami again, and then just have Siri go over. Or you could do like, have originally what was supposed to happen was Tom run for the red belt, but that didn't happen because Tom was out, so they had to do Mayu Julia. So if if it was Mayu Tom red for the red belt, that shit would have went crazy. It would have been like back at the, was it Tokyo? No, it was for one of the shows, I don't remember, but Mayu Tom show went crazy. As a joke, I would want Mayu to win, but I could see Siri holding the belt for a while, and that's just me. Cause if anything, you got a lot of potential opponents next. You could get like Momo, you could get Saya if she dropped the white belt. Starlight Kid's not up there just yet. You have like Maika, Himeka. Fuck, this one's kind of a tough one. I mean, you could run Julia again, I guess. Possibly Mirai again? Maybe the new debut? Kairi? I mean, Kairi has a lot of matches that she could pull off with her returning to Stardom, and she said she wants to come back to a regular schedule. So we'll be hopefully seeing a lot more Kairi back in the ring, back in action. Okay, so final thoughts for night 2. Hanana go over. Waka would be a very interesting win, but honestly that one can happen. Anything can happen that one. That was gonna be unpredictable. The loser of the Wonder Stardom match from night 1 goes over night 2. Momo, Azumi, Kairi, Donna Del Mondo. If Saya retains, I want Tom to go over. If Tommy wins, and I kind of want Tom to go over, but I kind of want to see what Utami's made of with the white belt. And last but not least, it's gonna be fucked to say it, I kind of want Mayu to go over on that one, but it's like 51-49, so I'm still on the fence. I'm still on the fence with this one. I don't want either Siri or Mayu. If Julia wins it somehow, then I would have Mayu definitely go over. But you could run Siri, Julia again later on throughout the year. But yeah, that is my predictions, thoughts, first impressions on the Stardom World Climax card. Hopefully I will see you guys in that stream. As I said before, my next stream will most likely be Tokyo Joshi's Grand Princess, which will be coming up on the 19th, I believe. It's going to be a late one for me, but hopefully I'll see you guys then. If you like what you're watching, go ahead and click on the like button. Let me know what your thoughts are on the match card in the comments down below. If you want to watch this, either like behind the scenes, so like pretty much like a full screen with commentary and whatnot, or if the very unfortunate thing happens and my channel gets taken down, we could watch it in my Discord server down below, which link is in the description as well. So without any further ado, I will catch you guys in the next video and or stream. Peace.